Welcome back is what I would say if you were the one that was missing. We'd like to apologize that we've been gone for so long, but we are back now. I am Lionel from Toronto, Canada.
And I'm Robert from Nashville, Tennessee.
You're watching the pairing mode.
I'm pointing over this way. I'm actually looking at him over here. I got a new setup. I got things going. I have had this mic in the past. I've used it, I think, the last time we did a podcast as well. But this is now my new permanent mic. I am liking the way it's working. And I got a new camera. We're going to tell you all about that later because there's some news on that front. And we have some news about some ventures that we will be getting into that will be good for if you're viewing our content. You're likely going to be the people that are going to want to hear this.
Some news
Robert's going
about
to give
some
you more
news.
detailed information. Yeah,
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 and
exactly.
as everyone could tell, changed my setup a little bit too. I have a new desk that I moved across the room, and so
Yep.
it's actually
And he's
works a
also
little
got
better.
a new mic that he
Oh,
has
yes,
on his other
yes.
channel, has tested. You should check that out. By the way, go to his channel. Robert will probably have. I'm sure you'll put the link in the description so they can go check out. You did the review on that one already, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's on my tech channel,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
this has
Yeah.
been a great
I'm
mic, and I
talking
have
like I've seen it already, and obviously I don't even know if you've done it yet. That's it.
I
That's
actually
because you
have
showed it to
switched
me. Okay,
mics.
so
I'm not using the Steel Series. I'm using this because I think this is easier. It's USB and it sounds just as good, and it gives me
yeah. Now,
more
don't get me wrong.
capability. So
If your goal is to record music and do voiceovers, then stick with XLR. If you're doing a podcast, if USB is easier, yeah, why not?
yeah, but look,
Right?
I
So,
can do XLR.
mm-hmm.
So it has
Exactly. You
XLR
can do both.
capability. Yeah,
Excuse
so
me.
I have and it's wireless, so I can actually use
That's cool.
this little dongle right here and do wireless. Come on, focus. There
See,
you
yeah,
go.
now
Oh, yep,
that
oh,
is cool.
there you
I
go.
mean, you can do a top quality podcast with your camera and your microphone and your. I'm sure. Do you have wireless headphones going too? I
Well,
mean,
no,
it's
actually,
pretty
I don't
cool,
have, not that I would be able to travel with, because I mean, these technically are
right?
wireless, but they're hooked up to, the
Yeah, but
DAC on the PlayStation.
that's a different thing. However, it's
Yeah.
still pretty cool. It's a neat thing. I mean, if you had a couple of those. Well, I don't know if it would work with two because you can only do one at a
No,
time
it
into that
does.
particular camera.
No,
What?
no, I could use that dongle
Yeah.
and it
Oh, and you could
accepts
have two.
both. Yes.
Oh, so now the interesting thing, and this is what people have to understand. So we'll get a little bit to the point. I was going to do this later, but we might as well bring it up now. So people are like, what are they talking about? This is what we're talking about. We both happen to now have the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, is what I would tell you if it were true. I'm gonna milk that all day, aren't I? Dad jokes aside, it is the Xtra Muse. If you've been living under a rock, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't say that. A lot of people have no idea what we're talking about yet. But the DJI Xtra Muse is what originally people were thinking was a copycat or a clone of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. However, there's been some people who've broken the thing down, literally opened it up and looked and seen that the parts are exactly the same. They've checked out where their company's located and where the company that is supposedly located in New Jersey is actually doing their business from. Let's just say that tariffs have something to do with it and bans on the company that are, by the
Yes.
way, already in effect. So you cannot buy a new DJI product in the United States of America. But the other interesting thing is that you cannot buy the Xtra Muse outside of the United States of America. This was sent to me via Canadian Border Patrol non-services.
Yeah, that was a nightmare. Man alive.
uh,
Yeah, and
a
actually it's
week.
still on
It was a
sale.
3-day delivery, but it took a week, four
Yeah, it did.
days in limbo.
Literally. It's actually still on sale for like 410 on TikTok Shop.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
because this thing is basically, it really is. Oh, by the way, the wrist strap that comes with it actually says DJI on
It
it.
does. It
So
does.
if that doesn't say, and the funny thing is, I've only seen one video where a guy's actually said that he's found that. Everyone else says, I'm pretty sure, or I'm not sure, or here's the reasons it's not, and it doesn't do this and it doesn't do that. And they complain, well, you can't hook up wirelessly without the dongle, the DJI wireless mics, like you can with the Osmo Pocket 3 without needing a dongle. There's a reason for that because they're banned. If they're DJI, they cannot have a radio in it. Now, if DJI wanted to sell the Osmo Pocket 3 as a DJI Pocket wired only, then they would be allowed because it
I
doesn't have a
guess.
wireless radio in it, except for standard Bluetooth, which is obviously should be allowed because it's Bluetooth. But they may have banned that too in the case of DJI, which is why they probably had to go with it. And by the way, this isn't the first thing they've done. They have a drone. They have a couple of drones that are exactly like the equivalent DJI drones. The Action 5 Pro, I think they call it.
I have no idea. I know that there's several
They're
that's
action
been banned
cameras.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the action cameras as well. And I think there's something else that they've done. And and there's two separate companies, and all three of these specific companies have the exact same layout on their website.
Yeah.
And
Well, the bottom line is this
yeah.
camera is well worth it. It's an amazing product. As you can see by the video quality, it blows my Logitech 4K Brio out of the water.
And you really did.
So
You were excited about that when you got that Logitech. You were like, "Oh, this
well,
thing
and
is
it worked
fantastic."
well, but this right here just works
But,
better. I mean,
but you have to admit, I never told anybody this on like when we were doing a podcast. But you know that I told you more than once that it was subpar. I had mentioned that many times. So when you got this camera, I was
I don't
like,
think it's
"Damn, no, I'm
subpar.
jealous." Yeah,
Subpar
no,
is
yes, I no,
kind
I'm
of
jealous.
harsh.
This, by the way, and this is also I could never focus this with my phone. It wouldn't work like this. You can see this instantly. Anybody who has a DJI Osmo Pocket 3 that's watching this, you tell me that that doesn't look exactly like the pairing app, like the app when it's pairing. It's exactly the same picture that you're going to see. The only
Yeah.
difference is it says Xtra Muse instead. No, I don't want to connect. Go away. And much like that, and it works really fast. It works really well. And in case you haven't noticed, yeah, see, and he just had to go sneeze, and it followed him to do it. You're trying to lean away so no one will see, and the
Yeah.
camera is
No,
following you.
stop. Leave me
There's good and
alone.
bad. There's good and bad in everything. And
Well, it's nice to be able to have the freedom to move a little bit and not worry about
yes,
cutting your neck off or, like I can
yeah,
adjust myself like
exactly.
this and it follows me around, it's nice.
And I like it. And this works when you're vlogging. It's great for vloggers. But the thing is, there's a lot of, and it's weird that there's still people who don't know that it can be a webcam. And so you can find videos on YouTube where they talk about it. They say, yes, this is a great webcam. People don't know. And I'm like thinking, how
Including
would they
my
not
video,
even have
because I
thought of
did a
it?
video about that, about it being a webcam because no one talks about it. Now,
Yes.
being that
Yeah,
it's on
exactly. See,
Zoom,
you're one of the YouTubers I'm talking about.
being that we're using Zoom, Zoom is a 1080 by at 60. It doesn't have 2K, 4K, or any of that,
Right,
which is
right.
fine. We did 1080 before on the other platforms. It doesn't really matter.
Yes.
But using OBS and a webcam, like if I was going to do a talking head, it's 4K at 30, and then you can do 4K at
Right.
60 as just a regular recording camera. So it's pretty awesome.
Right. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's really quite amazing. It's here's the thing, and I've said this unless you're playing do slow motion, don't ever shoot 4K 60 for YouTube content. It's pointless.
Just
It
big
doesn't make
files.
the picture
It's
look any better.
no.
It's just if you want to slow it down and do some of that. If you predict that, then yeah, shoot it at 60. But I shoot everything at 24 that I'm not planning to put on YouTube unless I'm planning to put it on as like a movie picture type of idea, like like a cinematic clip or something. I shoot
Yeah.
at 24 frames per second, but when it goes to YouTube, it still goes in as a 30 frame per second video. It just interpolates and adds. That's one reason why it'll take longer to render the video for YouTube.
Yeah.
So there's a number of things actually that we have to bring up. So let's talk about the AI news that we have as well as what Google has. Well, Google doesn't have the news now. It's been out for a long time, and most people probably already know. So we're behind the eight ball on this one, behind the
Little bit.
AI ball on this one.
Yeah. Well, all of the big AI models have updated. Google came out with the new VO
Right.
3.1 for their video. They have Nano Banana 3. They have Gemini 3.0
And Nano Banana
and
Pro.
and Pro. Yep. And so when all of these things came out, it really upped Google's game significantly and sent OpenAI into a panic because they literally lost ground in every single category.
Yes.
Gemini was beating it.
Yeah.
And of course, so they came out with two updates. I think they went 5.1, 5.2, just bang, bang, bang,
Bang,
because
bang,
they
bang.
went into
Yeah.
this, red alert mode.
I've
But
I've found that they made very little difference whatsoever too, which is kind of weird.
yeah, I haven't seen anything like huge. I mean, I know some of the these tests they run, which isn't going to be the average person is going to do this, right? Seem to have a better result with
Yeah.
the new chat GPT, but in all reality, for the average user, it's probably not a whole lot of difference in it. Um,
Yeah.
in my opinion, for what most average consumers are going to do, the Gemini still is going to beat it out because it has all of the Google information at its
Yeah.
fingertips. The video and picture creation is still tops.
Yeah, and it's getting
So
much, much, much better at being able to do whatever you need to do on your devices. It's integrating into TV and smart speakers, and the smart speaker area, by the way. And I'm not even gonna we're not gonna talk a lot about the Google for Home at this point because if Gemini was in its infancy a year ago or 2 years ago, Gemini for Home is still a zygote.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
it hasn't
It's
even
I
formed
don't
yet.
even
It
have
is the
all the features yet.
stupidest AI
Yeah,
I've ever. I mean, even when you get the opportunity to do you basically have to say, start live. I'm not going to say the wake words, and then it will, go ahead and be able to do the live conversation. But at this point, because they still haven't integrated live anywhere that can do anything, it does nothing. So you're just basically talking to a freaking speaker sitting on your nightstand or your kitchen table or whatever. It's
yeah.
dumb.
I can't get
So
mine to
if you
work,
don't now,
so
if you
I don't
don't
have it.
use that and you just use the regular one, it doesn't have the functionality that the assistant had because it's not the same as the Gemini on your phone or on your laptop or on your smart speaker. Not
Yeah,
smart speaker. I mean, you know what I mean, the one with the picture,
yeah, yeah,
whatever you
yeah.
call
The
it.
hub.
Yeah, the hub. Thank you. It's not the same. And the weird thing about it is, if you have the hub and it's updated to that, it's now become stupid. I hate to say
Yeah,
it. It's become stupid. The good news is this is all going to get updated and it's going to get better. Problem is, we're waiting for the full personalization. It's basically in beta right now. And for the record, even though it claims that it can't look into my personal stuff like in America, the personalization is a global rollout. It's not just America. I noticed that a while ago and I thought I was imagining it. And then I was, wait a minute, hang on a second. We've been talking about something. No matter what we talk about, it always draws back on something else we talked about if it's relevant, sometimes if it's not. But yeah, if it's especially if it's relevant, so I can ask it about filmmaking techniques, and it'll just it'll say, go, okay, you can do this and you can do that. And since you use DaVinci Resolve Studio, you have access to all the tools. And I know that you like your aspect ratio to be shot in this format with this camera. I'm like, whoa, okay. I'm glad I mentioned it. But the thing is, I don't have to tell it to save everything all the time. But I
yeah,
can be specific. Yes, it still gets a few things wrong. Like, for instance, I've told it twice that I don't use the Pixel to shoot my video anymore. I use the Xtra Muse now. And it every now and again, it still makes the mistake and mentions something else.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, but one of the things I've noticed that I've used is the integration into Gmail and Docs and things like that.
yes,
Because
the
I actually
important
use that
stuff.
in some of my content creation where
Yeah,
I'm responding back to, brands or people who want to do
right.
collaborations or something. And it helps a lot in creating some professional sounding replies. And it even sometimes I'll miss something and it'll add it in the reply. I'm like, oh yeah, that was in there. I'm glad you added that kind of. I don't tell it that, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking like I'm glad it added that. So
Oops.
it's definitely yeah. What are you doing?
So I'm just keep talking.
It's
I was
definitely well, it's that was
trying to
like
fix
really
something.
distracting that we just looked at your ceiling.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to hit the zoom, but apparently
um
I can't do that while I'm actually in webcam mode. It won't, the touch screen part goes away or something. I
anyway, so
wanted to
yeah,
actually
it's
get a look at this because as you were mentioned it, this is basically going to be a new YouTube channel that I'm going to be putting out some content. But a lot of it's going to have relation to some more news that Robert's about to give. Um, but the point is that I used AI to create that. And if you out there are like, well, my prompts suck, we got news for you.
yeah.
Segue.
Yeah, it's yeah, I'm headed there. I got it. Um I know it's been a minute, but I hadn't forgot how to do this. So, one of the things that we always talked about is the
Right.
fact that our prompts sucked. And we had to, it was just a matter of like not understanding really what the chatbot is needing or we should be giving it to get the result that we need. So,
Right.
we've done a lot of studying and testing and educating ourselves. And, we still have a lot of friends and family members that are like, I just don't get it. It doesn't do what I want. I
Yes.
can't. And it's really about the prompting. I mean, not that it's going to get it right every single time, even if you have the perfect prompt, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
but you,
But
yeah, yeah. There's easier ways to get it
right.
if and sometimes it doesn't always have to be a long drawn out prompt either.
No,
It just,
no.
sometimes just the way you say it can give you a better result. So
Right. And it's about like, if let's say you're wanting to create a picture, it's about setting the mood. Like, what time of day is it? Are you on the beach? Are you in the woods? Is it raining? Is it cloudy? Is it sunny? There's a lot of like little details. Instead of just saying, create me a picture of a sunny day, it's going to be like, I don't, here you go. And it's going to be some random sunny day. And it's just going to decide what it wants to do. If you're give it those
right,
specifics, um, it'll create it. Like I did a little short 15-second video that was a what do you call it when it's the end of the day? What do you call that?
at the end of the day, golden
You know,
hour.
yes, golden hour. Thank you.
Okay.
I said I want it to be
Photographer.
golden hour with the sun just over the horizon. I want,
Right,
the reflection off the water. I want the waves lapping on the sand and it being a real, serene environment, blah, blah, blah. And it actually came out with a really cool video. And it's, instead of just saying, I want, a beach with the sun going down, that wouldn't have given you quite the cinematic quality that this video had. And so it's just about prompting. So, long story short is Lionel and I have created a free community. It's called Simple AI Life. And I'm going to put links down in the description so you can go check it out. And it's free to join. And actually, you know what? It would be great that for you guys to come in and help us build this community. If you have ideas, if you have, suggestions, we're definitely open to those things. And we're also in the process of creating a short little course that's got some really detailed prompt information. I've actually created a web app called Prompt Pal that you can practice on and play with and, you know, kind of just educate yourself and
Yeah.
have some fun with, So it's, some of these, I find a lot of these other people that are teaching AI and they have these YouTube channels, and we have a YouTube channel as well. So I'll put a link to that so you can go subscribe to the YouTube channel. But everyone's trying to teach like this elevated, become an AI prompt master. And that's not what we were going to do. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if
No.
you already have an elevated level of prompting, you already have, you're doing prompt engineering or you're on a
If
higher
you can
level with AI
embarrass
altogether.
us with your
Yeah,
knowledge, then this
this is
isn't for
not going to be
you.
for you. This is for the beginners. This is
Right.
for us Gen Xers, us boomers, and some even millennials. My son, 30 some odd years old, like, oh, I don't get it. That's why we're doing this, because he
Yeah.
could actually benefit quite a lot using AI in his particular
Yes.
trade. So
That's true too. Yeah. Um,
it's going to be super valuable. There's going to be a lot of cool information, and in the community, you'll be able to bounce questions off of us and others. And
yeah,
so
and
yeah,
you know what?
it'd be in the
If
description.
people are watching right now and thinking, well, what is it they would be talking about? Well, I mean, just simple examples. You're just trying to figure out how you can make your resume better, and you ask AI. Okay, it does a good job. But what if you ask it a different way? So instead of it telling you what you should be doing and then giving you an example, tell it what you really need. And learn how to prompt it to give you a prompt, because that's another thing is you can actually prompt AI to give you the prompt
Yeah.
you need.
Yep.
And that's interesting. But again, it can get it completely wrong. So you pretty much need to still learn how to uh, prompt it the right way. And it can be pretty simple. And it's a nice learning experience. And so we're going to have something that's going to help you learn and grow with it. And if it's in the area of you wanting to have more fun, great. If it's for productivity, fantastic, because
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yep.
worked wonders for both of us in how well it works. And none of this that I would be doing right now would be done the way it is without the AI. We could still do it, and I would still be doing it, but it wouldn't work out quite the same way. That would
Right.
have taken me 3 days to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
But I got that in 5 minutes. And to put this bluntly, no, I did not get it to do it exactly what I wanted in one prompt. And that's the key. Understanding that your prompt may not be right, even if it's an excellent prompt. So we can teach you basically how to refine the prompts that are already good, as well as the ones that need to be better.
Yeah.
So, having
And
said that,
you can actually use the information we're going to be giving you in Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Grok. I mean, a lot of this is just foundational
yeah,
information and functionality. It's not like specific to a particular chatbot. But I
yeah,
will
no,
say that
yeah,
we are both Gemini Pro users because we have other subscription plans that already include the Gemini advanced level. And
right,
so a lot of the focus what we have is going to be on Gemini, but keep in mind again, it's usable across the board. So you could use whatever works for you, but everybody that has a Gmail account already has access to Gemini. You don't even have to
yeah,
sign up for it like you would with Chat GPT or some of these others. So it just makes it really simple. It integrates into email. I've used it a lot because I have a long drive,
yeah,
and a lot of times I'm making an appointment, or I want to make notes, or I want to get a summary on an email. I can do that by voice in my car while I'm
yeah.
driving
I
and
I
not
also have
ever
to,
take my eyes off the road.
you also have to mention too, though, that almost all AI models have a free tier. Whether you have to
Yes.
sign up or not is not even what I'm talking about. Some of them you
Right.
do, some of them you don't, but they all have a free tier. Limitations vary, and there's some things you can't do nearly as much of
Hmm.
with one as you can with the other. But one of the things that just seems to be not unlimited, but probably beyond what you'll ever need daily is the amount of questions that you can ask. So
Yeah.
it's still valuable if you don't intend to pay for any of them.
Right. Yeah, it definitely has free. And also too, Perplexity has a browser. Chat GPT also has a browser, but unfortunately it's Mac only. They still don't have a Windows version out, which is
Yeah,
dumb.
I haven't been able to try it, obviously. I have tried the
Yeah.
Perplexity one. I think it's not ready for prime time, but nonetheless, it's agentic AI allows you, and you're the one who told me this, Robert, and I have tried it since, but this is also why I say it's not quite ready for prime time. Um, it does have an agentic agent aspect to it, and that you can tell it what you need it to do. Basically, I was going to say something dumb. I was going to say in perpetuity, almost. No, seriously. You could tell it. You could tell it. I need this. I need that, and I want you to do this. And then you can basically go make yourself a cup of coffee and come back, and it's browsing for you, looking for
Yeah.
what you need. Like I said, I need to find a pair of blue jeans, but they've got to be that bright blue that you would have seen a cowboy wearing in a really bad 1970s film, not something that's authentic. And then you go make yourself a cup of coffee. When you come back, you'll see everything it did, and you'll oops. By then, it'll probably have whatever you call it, whatever store is selling the jeans. Their website will be up, and it'll look for it. And as far as I know, there are certain aspects that you can get it to do. Like for instance, you could say, "I need to make a reservation." At Le Blasson on Jarvis Street in Tuktoyaktuk or whatever, right? And it will actually look for the reservation as long as it knows. You have to be specific and tell it, how many people. Am I wrong about that? It does do that,
No,
right?
does have
As
some of that.
long as
I've
it's an
never
online
tried that because
aspect.
I don't. Yeah, I
It
don't.
doesn't it doesn't phone like the Google service does in the US.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying. It won't call the restaurant and make a reservation for you. If it's an online aspect that it can make the reservation, it just needs to know how many people, the approximate time you want to go, or exact time if necessary, and it will go and it will try to make the reservation online, and it will do so provided you don't have to exchange any money. And why would you have to exchange money for reservation? Right.
Yeah,
So
and Gemini has the same capability too, so where it can make reservations for you. But
in the
one thing
US,
about
thank you.
the
In the US,
well, that's where I live. So one
I
thing about
don't.
the Perplexity browser that I actually have found useful because I've kind of played with it in this aspect is if
Right.
you're browsing a website and you don't want to read through this whole long, let's say a web document or something, you can
Right.
actually just click it and say, summarize this page for me. And it'll read the web page and give you a summary. So you don't have to read the entire thing. That has been actually pretty
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah.
So it's, you have, and now that um, Gemini, Google has had more integration with their model, it now does the same thing when you're in Chrome. So it's
But it hasn't it always done that?
not to they've made some updates that's made it a
Okay.
lot more powerful in how it works. I've noticed
Because
some
I mean,
changes.
I've been able to summarize a page since the first one, first model.
Yeah, they just have tighter integration with certain things, so I've
Yeah,
just
yeah,
found
that's
it to
very true.
be a little bit more accurate. Or functional, I guess you can say. But yeah, so
Right. Yeah.
it's just
Uh,
there's so much. Look, if you're not if you are not using AI, you're kind of missing out. AI is not
it's
going
true.
anywhere. You can pretend like I don't want to deal with it. Well, pretty much just like everything else that is a advancement in our world, whether you want to be a part of it or not, it's here and it's here to
L-
stay. And
Yeah.
it
Listen.
can be very, very useful. It's just like the internet, sure. Is there people doing bad things with the internet? Absolutely. But you know what? It allows you the ability to do online banking and do multitude of things that are very
Yes.
productive. AI is the same way. It's just a tool. It's
You know what? If you're concerned about the AI, just have Sarah Connor's number on speed dial, and you're good to go.
But look,
And you could try Will Smith as well. So
Just Google some of these robot videos, and you'll see that you have nothing to worry
Nothing to
about.
worry about.
Robots.
What about from a couple of months ago, the Chinese robot? They
Yeah,
said, "Oh, this has got AI in it. It wasn't just a robot; it had AI in it." And they were bragging
yeah,
about it. They put the music's going nuts and everything. The robot comes out, takes 3 steps, and trips and falls forward,
yeah. And what about those
and
Waymo
and
cars?
then
I think you
and
and I were
couldn't get
watching
back up
that,
right away.
where all the
No,
Waymo
it's
cars that were going to charge, they all went at the same time, and they created this big traffic jam, and they were just going in circles in their
they do
parking
it at
lot.
night, like
Right.
almost every night in that one
Yeah.
location, and
Yeah. But it's like, come on,
apparently they've now passed a law there, and they're no longer allowed to make that noise after a certain time. So they
Stupid.
basically have to shut them down, and if they can't
Yeah.
shut them down, then it's kind of embarrassing. I mean, like you think they would have figured out a plan for that? Like, I don't know, maybe build a garage so they go into the garage and then they
Yeah.
can make all the noise they want in there.
Oh, and another funny thing is go look up some videos on these food delivery robots. You know, these little robots that drive around and,
Oh, the ones that keep
oh
getting
my
run over by
God.
cars.
Trust me, you have nothing to worry
So
about
many of
being
them.
taken over by some sentient robots anytime soon,
Yeah.
because it's not going to
I
happen
think we're
anytime
safe
soon.
for now. So AI is there to
Yeah.
help us at this point in time. We're not at the Skynet moment quite yet. So I think
No.
we're gonna be okay.
Again, there's people that are doing things with it they shouldn't be doing, deep fakes, and
No
they're
doubt.
using it,
Yeah.
for stuff. But again, it doesn't matter what it is. When the car came out, instead of people going to work, somebody said, "Oh, I could rob a bank and get away faster. I'm going to get in my car and zoom
Yes,
down the streets."
that's
I mean,
very true too.
everything
Yeah.
has something that
That happened
is
with
a
horses too. Oh, great! I can ride a horse, and now I can rob a bank and ride a horse way faster.
yes,
I mean,
yes,
everything in life, there's always something or someone that will
hmm
do something
to
they
exploit it.
shouldn't do with the technology at hand. Baseball was invented; it became a weapon. I mean,
Yeah,
the truth of the matter is, I think guns are the only thing that were originally made not for another purpose but to kill.
yeah,
But ironically enough, the hunting enthusiasts is like seriously, there's more hunters with guns than there are, people at war and with murder. I know people find that really hard to think about it, but if you think about it, there's people hunting in almost every country in the world, and
right.
80% of them allow hunting with guns.
And they're very
So
responsible, and they don't,
yeah,
other than the
that's the thing.
occasional accident. Yeah,
Responsible gun owners are not the ones who are killing people with
no,
guns.
no.
It's not that. So if you think Canadians think, oh, well, we have gun laws and you don't, we do have gun laws and we don't like them. They're garbage. Okay. But that's not what we're here for.
No,
We're
we're
here for
not.
the AI,
Yeah,
artificial.
so we're gonna have some
Yeah.
cool stuff, and I would just love it. Again, links in the description. Go check out the
Yeah.
community. It's be a part of this new adventure, and help us build it. Help us make it
Yeah, and
better.
we're gonna make some videos on the channel that's gonna
Hmm
help, and all the videos, much like you see with a lot. Even after we launch what's the word I'm looking for?
Of course.
The course. Thank you. After we've launched the course, we're still going to have these free informative videos that we're going to put out on the channel. It's kind of like when you watch, your favorite singer or bassist or guitarist, and they're like, okay, I'm going to show you how to do this, and I'll give you some information, or if you're into filmmaking, you see somebody using DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut Pro or whatever, and showing you how to do color grading or editing. They give you a lot of information. It's hugely valuable. But yes, they do have a course. Our course is not going to be like theirs. It's not going to cost you $1,000 for a 3-week course.
Right.
but it will be there. But yes, we're going to have a channel that's going to offer some content and give you some information that we can share with you. This is in addition to this podcast. This is different. The other one's on a different channel.
Yeah.
That is a different thing again. That's going to be me doing mostly vlogging type videos in which I may, delve into some AI stuff
Yeah.
and talk about the things that interest me and how it can benefit me to use AI in my ventures as well with that. So if
We
you're
just
interested in
wanted
that,
to we just wanted to basically explain what we were doing on our
yeah,
sabbatical. And as you can see, we've
yes,
been pretty busy, and
we're
coming up with
getting stuff
some
together.
better ideas. This podcast is still going to go on. It's we're still going to talk about technology. We're still going to talk about AI. We're still going to talk about what's going on in the world on this podcast.
Technology.
And don't forget
Sorry.
to like and subscribe. You
Yes.
know, we
But
appreciate it.
speaking of technology, I because I did this, and by the way, I should mention, technology is an awesome thing, and it does fail. We already did this podcast a few days ago, and the
Well,
footage just vanished into thin
that
air.
wasn't
So we're doing it
technology.
again.
That was a human
But
error. Okay,
yeah,
I have to
well,
admit it was. It
hey, look at
was.
that. Your hand is
Oh,
up. You can lower your hand now, right? Because I mean, this is we think highly. Oh, it's not working now.
no,
What were
I
we
don't know.
saying? What were we saying?
Well, we were just saying how we came back from our sabbatical with all kinds of awesome
Yes,
news. We got multiple channels. We're
lovely.
still going to be talking AI technology and everything on this channel.
And I did want to
So
mention one thing because I throughout all of that, I had to say that I had a little shout out to our big fan, Craig.
yes,
Thank you for watching virtually every episode since you found out about it and subscribed. Uh, so thanks for that. And also, Robert has something he needs to show you. Go ahead, show him what you got.
I'm
You got to
now a
show him the other
Pixel
side,
user.
man. You got to show him the other side.
I'm now a
No, the
Pixel
back
user.
side.
Well, I got a nice case on it. You can't really see.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
see, it's the camera
Oh wait,
bar that he has to see. So, but wait a minute, I
yeah,
have to say this, Robert. I'm just saying.
yeah.
That's an
Well,
inside joke, Robert. I mean, sorry, Craig. I just messed it up now. Yeah.
I only
So
did that
he's
because
back in
of
the
the
Pixel fold.
phenomenal deal. I was literally got that phone for $200, a $900 phone for $200.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not bad.
But I will say
Uh,
there's some things that about a Pixel that I have missed that are pretty phenomenal. They work great.
yeah,
I love my Samsung. Samsung's still an awesome phone. My wife still has hers. It's still an awesome phone. But
but
yeah,
but now you're a Pixel user again.
and of course, I got the Pixel Watch.
Yeah, so do I, of course. Why wouldn't I though? We don't
Yeah.
need that.
The Samsung Watch
I'd
worked.
show you my Pixel phone, but I had to throw it over there because somebody was trying to text me in the middle of this, and it was beeping, and so it's kind of like that clip of the guy in China who, doing the news, and his phone rang. He forgot to turn it off, and he's tossed it on the floor in the middle of the newscast.
Well, I didn't see that episode, but yeah.
Well, it
But
wasn't an episode.
what I was gonna say is the Samsung Watch worked with
Yeah,
Pixel just fine. It obviously some of the Samsung features didn't work, but
that's
all the
correct.
core stuff did. However, again, for Black Friday, Christmas, I got an email from Google, and because of some sales they were having, I basically got this watch for free. Not basically, I did because they're giving,
Yeah.
they gave you a discount and they give you
So for
so
two
much
hundred
off.
dollars, you got a Pixel 10 Pro XL and a watch,
Yes, that was just
and I
too.
got the shaft
I was
as a
just, I
Canadian.
was
I got
just,
nothing.
just couldn't pass that up. Too good a deal.
So now he's got the Pixel 10 Pro XL, and I have the 9 Pro XL, which is still good. And
Oh,
honestly, I'm
yeah,
not
it's
even
still an amazing
upset.
phone. Yeah,
Um, but I don't have 100 times as soon.
yeah, but no one's going to use that on a regular basis. The
No, but
main
you know
thing I
what?
like about this
It
phone
has its
is the
cool
magnets.
properties that I'd like to play with. I'm not lying to you.
The magnets are what I like in this phone. Being able
Oh yeah,
to,
that's the biggest
because
deal.
it's all
Yeah,
native now. Yep.
yeah. So I mean, basically, yeah, it handles all of the. It can
MagSafe.
use virtually all of the MagSafe products, plus its own products, and apparently, um, it's a little stronger. I'm hearing than the iPhone's magnets. Some of the things
Yeah,
it
I haven't
sticks to you a
compared them
little bit
side by
better.
side, but
Yeah,
it's
but
a
I've seen
pretty
it with other
strong magnet.
YouTubers who've mentioned it.
Yeah.
They're saying, well, it's a little sturdier than my iPhone is on the exact same product or accessory.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so kudos to Google for getting that right first time. And by the way, if anybody's wondering, well, how did they get away with it? And it's Apple invented. No,
I had this argument
it
at
was
work
something
the
that
other
was put
day.
together, ironically enough, by Google and oh God, was it LG or Samsung? I don't remember. And one other
Probably
company,
LG
and
way back when, I'd imagine.
probably, but not way back when. It's not that long ago. It was a few years back.
Well, yeah, back
And
when LG was
they came
actually a
up with
thing.
the QI2 standard,
Yeah.
and Apple went Eureka, marketing, bam, and they jumped in there and called it MagSafe, and everybody thinks that they invented it and it's their thing. Here's the thing: Google wrote the code for it in the first
Yeah,
place.
it's funny. I had this
Just
exact
like
same
Google's
argument.
the one that wrote the very code that all AI is written on today. To some extent, the base of that code is Google's. So Google's not copying anybody. Everybody's copying Google right now. What Apple did do, by the way, with MagSafe, that extra little magnet sticking up like this that keeps it from spinning, that was Apple. How does Google get around that? I don't know. I don't know how they did. Maybe they pay them. I have no idea.
Well,
But
I had
because
this exact
yeah,
same argument the other day, and I went round and around with a couple guys that are iPhone
yeah.
users that this was a Apple technology, and I said no, it's not. So,
You can
but
tell them. You can tell them
kudos to
100%. It's
Apple.
Google.
Kudos to Apple for being smart enough to realize that was going to be an amazing feature because yeah,
And
I
it took
wish they would have
three
done it
more
sooner.
years for anyone else to go, maybe we should use this.
Yeah, now it's a standard. Now, if you don't have a phone with magnets, you're behind it.
Including Google, who basically helped invent it in the first
Yeah,
place. But you know what? That's not that much different than Kodak, who everyone knows has the greatest digital cameras in the world today. Yeah, that's the dead silence because obviously people are like, Kodak, what are you talking about? Do they even make digital cameras that aren't disposable?
uh,
Uh, I don't know. Maybe they do. Nobody knows.
they still
Kodak
the
Kodak
Polaroid
invented the
came
digital.
back.
Listen to me. Kodak invented the digital camera. This is now a known fact. I mean, it was the size of my desk. But the point is that once they invented it, they went, oh, we're not going to really mess with that, right? It's pretty cool, but I mean, we'll use it for imaging for doctors or something, and let's just keep making film because that's our bread and butter. And then they almost went out of business because nobody wanted to buy the film for a while. Not for cameras, for movie cameras, yes, that went on for a lot longer, and still happens to this day. But they of course, Canon went, I like this technology. Let's see if I can make it better. And a few other companies as well. Kodak almost went out of business because they did not embrace their own bloody invention.
Yeah, kind of like how
Talking to you,
Microsoft
Google.
completely missed the boat with the mobile phone. They had one of the best mobile phone operating systems out. The Trios,
They
I
didn't know
loved
how to
it.
market, man. They
And then
didn't know how to market.
they just let it disappear, and Apple came along, and then Google came along with Android. You just
And then their mistake was that, oh, what did they call their stupid Windows Phone thing?
I don't. What do you mean?
Microsoft.
It's
What did
just
they
been
call their
Windows
Windows
Phone.
Phone? Well, no, they had a specific name for the operating system. I can't remember what the hell they called it.
Oh, I have no
Uh,
idea. That's
it's
how
the
that's
it's
how
the same thing they
badly it
ended up
was.
basing Windows
Yeah,
8 off of. It was so terrible. But if they had not done it like that, and they had it maybe a more mobile friendly touchscreen version of the original Windows, even CE for crying out loud, it could have gone somewhere because BlackBerry knew what they were doing, but
yeah,
they were too slow off the boat as well. They were paddling while Apple and even LG and well, maybe not
yeah.
LG yet, but Sony and whatnot, they had motorboats going, and you know Microsoft is sitting there paddling away with BlackBerry,
Yeah, and
and
every time they've tried
at
to bring it
oars.
back, it's completely failed. Like Nokia tried to make this big push with Windows mobile OS and yeah, failure.
Yeah,
But I did show you that
terrible.
company that's got that phone that dual boots into an actual full-fledged version of Windows
Right.
and Android, which I was like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it works. It works.
I wouldn't want it. I
No,
mean,
I don't. I don't think I'd want
first of
it.
all, you would end up with an exception error on one side of it, and the other side would have a blue screen. It doesn't make any sense to me. I want nothing to do with it.
Well, I think kind of the premise that they want to push out is that you can use it as a mobile desktop. Like you hook it up to a device, a
Yeah, no,
screen,
I
or
get
whatever,
that.
and
I mean,
use it
I'm
as a
making
desktop.
jokes, but
So,
for business wise, that would be
no.
incredible, actually. If you literally, you're like, okay, I got to go have a meeting, whatever. I'm going to stop in a hotel. I'm going to sit down and have a cup of coffee. And instead of having a laptop, you just got your phone and a 7-inch screen that fits in your bag. And you plop it down while you're having your coffee and your donut, waiting for a meeting for an hour later. And you've got dual screens because they're
Yeah.
7 inches and they both fit in your bag. You
Okay,
got
guess what?
Android on one and the other one
I'll
that's the
just buy a
same.
Samsung trifold that's got 10 inches when it's unfolded.
Even yeah, even better. Yeah, but the thing is that you don't have Windows and Android on the same one. Here's the thing about it, right? They
Yet.
probably haven't mentioned this, and if it's not available yet, it probably will be eventually if this thing were to take off. Drag and drop from one OS to the other on the same device. That's a
But you
game
wouldn't be able to
changer.
do that though, because you'd have to boot both at the same time.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you be able to? If you have it,
No.
make it a foldable. Oh my God, right? Give it dual outputs, right? Dual
You would have to
USB-C
segregate all of the
video direct
resources, and
outs.
that's just too much. Too
Oh,
much.
so what? You can make a trifold, you can do this. There's no reason you can't do it for crying out loud. I'm using DaVinci Resolve Studio on a 17,000-year-old PC with 6 megabytes of RAM. Obviously, I'm lying. But but
Yeah,
nonetheless,
it's
it
too
is a
much.
subpar machine, and yet I'm able to actually work relatively smoothly with it. So, yeah, I mean, these phones are capable of doing a lot more. I mean, they're more powerful than a lot of people's desktops, and that's an
Yeah,
actual fact.
in a lot of
So,
cases,
I
that's
I,
right.
I know my Pixel 9 Pro XL. If I could just plug that thing in, it would do everything my computer can do, and probably better. Well. No, my graphics card's a little bit better than the one on the Pixel
Well,
9 Pro
yeah,
XL.
yeah, yeah.
But other than
That's
that,
where you're gonna run into because I mean, obviously
yeah,
you have the uh, Microsoft tablet, the Surfaces, and some of their other
yeah,
PCs that run ARM processors with
yeah,
Adreno graphics. They just
yeah,
don't, they're just not as powerful in some of
yeah,
those type functions. Now, the ARM processors are actually very capable. I've played with several of them, and they're actually pretty
yeah.
fast. But I
I
still like
miss
the
having a
Ultra series.
Surface. I miss having a Surface tablet or a Surface PC. I don't remember which version, like the third version or whatever, third or fourth. It's after they had already ironed out the kinks. And first of all, the build quality on the thing was, oh my God. To this day, I've not felt any kind of tablet or laptop or convertible that was anywhere near as solidly built as that thing was. Um, it didn't get that hot. It did, but it had its little fan that went into an almost passive mode if it only needed to just
Yeah.
dispel some heat, and you couldn't hear it, but you could feel it. You'd have to put a piece of paper next to it, and you could barely see it move. If it got hot, it would blow like nobody's business, but it was still quiet compared to most PC or most laptops.
One of the biggest
And
issues, though, is that it's completely unserviceable by anybody but Microsoft.
well, 100%. But here's the thing. I knew that going into it. This was a standalone unit. It's not like a normal laptop where you can just pull it apart and start. Oh, well, laptops you
No.
can't take apart like you can with a desktop. Yes, you can if you're willing to, or
I
if
mean,
you know
everything's
someone else who
soldered.
can or willing to
Yeah,
pay.
it's
Yeah,
a pain.
but this is different. This is basically solidly put together. If you do
Hmm.
take it apart, there's nothing serviceable in there that you can swap. But the thing about it is even without the extended warranty, the chances of this thing falling apart on you within 3 years is pretty remote. The first 2 years, but from 3 and on, they've just been the most reliable pieces of equipment that you can
Yeah,
get. A lot of people don't realize
I don't have
Microsoft
a
makes
problem with the
really solid
Surface.
hardware.
The problem I have with it is that I actually use my laptop on my lap, and the Surface was pretty much impossible to do that.
Wait,
Like
Surface
that was,
laptop or Surface tablet? Because the tablet with the keyboard is different than the laptop.
I understand that, but it's still a Surface. And the tablet, it's basically a PC. This just has a little pop-out foldable thing with a detachable keyboard.
Yeah,
So
that's the Surface tablet. Yes.
it's completely impossible to use it as a laptop. On your lap, I mean. You can't do it. I've tried many times.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. I never tried though, and so if that's your thing, then you're absolutely right. Good
Yeah,
luck with that. You're not going to do a very good job of it if that's the case. Am I clipping? I hear myself clipping here.
I don't
Um,
hear anything.
oh, that's good. Um, I guess we
Uh,
should probably wrap things up.
yeah,
Uh,
actually a little longer than what we were intending. We kind of just want to come on and say hello again, let you know we're
yeah, it was going to be
back.
5 minutes, and we went over.
And some of the new stuff coming out. Again, all the links in the description. Go check it out. Simple AI Life, the community, the YouTube channel will be coming out with a course. He's got his was it tech? What was that?
Tech pivot. Oh,
Tech
I
pivots.
pivoted too far. Tech
Tech
pivot.
pivot, which he's going to
Um,
have some cool AI stuff on it and technology things and whatnot.
yeah, and
So
also Robert is going to put a link to his video, a review video for I'm pointing at the mic like you can see me pointing at it. For his Maono, which interestingly enough is I think close to how you pronounce it.
it's actually
Microphone.
Maono because they sent me
Maono.
they actually sent me a
Yes.
pronunciation because I
Yeah.
wanted to know. So
Okay.
it's like
Yeah, well,
Ma
I was trying to say it
Ono.
like that, but
Yeah.
the way I said it didn't come out that way. I
Maono.
overemphasized the ma oh no
Yeah, I had to practice.
oh no
Anyways,
Maono.
yeah. Awesome mic. Extra Muse is awesome camera. I'll put a link
Yes.
on there to that, and I'll put a link onto the Tech Pivot and Simple AI Life. There'll be tons of links for you to click. So get
Keep
to
in mind
clicking.
there is a chance you may actually see this before I have my first video up on Tech Pivot. I still have to put something up. I'm hoping now. Well, not I'm hoping. I will have something up by tomorrow. This might take till tomorrow, which means you're seeing it tomorrow, not right now. So hopefully I have something up by the time this goes live, and if not, hey, just check back. Subscribe, and I promise you, I'm going to have several videos a week. A lot of them are going to be shorts, but I will have at least one longer form video per week as well. So
Any questions,
for that,
comments? Hit us up. I'm Robert from Nashville.
and I'm Lionel from Toronto, Canada.
Until next time, peace.